Howdy har, and welcome to a special Fighting Games edition of Adventures in Game Chasing. Yarr! And so I begin my quest to find fighting games on the street. Street fighting? Anyways, I go to a store I don't often go, and there's a lot of games here, a lot of commons, but it seems people don't really come around this place, so I find some things I like for $10 and $15, and I ask the guy, and he tells me it's more like $1, $1.50 since nobody comes there. And then I go to the Banco, and lo and behold, I find two games that I really wanted, and I find them for very cheap. So I'm gonna tell you what I got up next. Ooh, what a workout! And now, for the tally. First up, for the PlayStation 1, I got WWF in your house! There goes the neighborhood! It's a wrestling game full of 90s attitude. You goddamn better like it! Also for PlayStation 1, I got Hexen. Now it's not a fighting game per se, but you can play a warrior with bulging muscles and hack and slash your way through, or as other characters throw lightning balls and stuff, but yeah, you can have rippling muscles and kicking lots of ass. Hexen, the sequel to Heretic, with an H. Not erotic, heretic. No one's ever made that joke before. Dead or Alive Ultimate 2 for the original Xbox. Now I had every other Dead or Alive games for the original Xbox. Now I already had every other I'm out of breath now. Now I already had all the other Dead or Alive games for the original Xbox, so Dead or Alive Ultimate 2, Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate, sorry, Internet Police, sheesh. Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate is the last one I need for the collection, so now I have all of the Dead or Alive games for the original Xbox, and that's a pretty cool thing. I like this series because it features fighting and boobies, and can you go wrong with any of those two things? I think not. Up next, not exactly a fighting game, but a game with characters who fight, Hunter the Reckoning Wayward, which I guess is a sequel or something to Hunter the Reckoning, I guess. Don't really care, got this one for about $1, so Quake 3 Revolution, to go with the Quake 2 I got in the previous episode. Quake 3 Revolution is an arena fighting shooter, but you fight in an arena, so that's how it fits into the whole thematic. The Operative No One Lives Forever, the PS2. Now again, not a fighting game per se, but you fight for what's right. So I'll let it slide. Besides, it's what I got into this batch, so if you don't like it, well, send me more games and I'll make another loose thematic based on that. 007, Everything or Nothing. James Bond is saving the world alongside Heidi Klum and Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie. And it features Richard Kiel as Jaws, the bad guy with the metal teeth, and of course the voice and likeness of Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, which was a pretty big deal at the time because before that he only gave his likeness, not his voice, so this is like a pretty cool thing. Yeah. Oh, and Willem Dafoe as the villain? Holy jeez, okay. And of course Judi Dench and John Cleese as supporting characters like they were in the movie at the time, and if you can go wrong with Judi Dench and John Cleese, well, then you really suck. And this game doesn't suck, it's okay. It's a little hard, the checkpoints are kind of but it's not too bad. Finally, back to the fighting things. Very proud to finally add Soul Calibur 2, this time the GameCube version, to my collection. And what's fun about all of the three different versions of Soul Calibur is they each have an exclusive fighter per console. PlayStation 2 had Heihachi Mishima from the Tekken series, Xbox original had Spawn from the Todd McFarlane Spawn comics, and the GameCube version has Link from The Legend of Zelda as a fighter. And that's pretty cool. So this is technically a game that Nintendo allowed them to use a character for, and I think that's awesome. I can't wait to fight as Link, because that is f***ing badass. And finally, the thing I'm most proud of, for $30, I found a copy of the original Tekken. And what can be said about Tekken? Well, the first game isn't that good, but it led to some really great fighting games, especially the third and the fourth one. Tekken Tag Tournament is pretty cool too. And what's fun about the original Tekken is it's kind of an anything goes kind of game. It's got weirdo characters coming out of nowhere, and the first thing you do when you boot up the game is you get to play Galaga. because the loading screen, instead of just loading or loading your PS1 game like all the games and it took like forever to get into the game or just a still image, they let you play Galaga because somebody realized over at programming that you could just pop in an old NES or arcade game right on the loading screen and it would still work because it takes so little RAM. So whenever you're waiting for fights in Tekken, you can play Galaga, and I think it's fucking awesome. So anyways, Tekken, in a sweet, lovely PlayStation 1 long box. I have mentioned before that I love these long boxes and I aim to get them all at some point. Hell, I aim to get all of every game. But one thing at a time, right? Anyways, that's it for this fighting game special, Adventures in Game Chasing. Next time, a few fun things. Episode 14 and episode 15 will be the end of the season, so the next episode is the penultimate episode, the before to last. So let's see what I find in the next Adventures in Game Chasing, chasing. Yeah.